Traditional Chinese martial arts has a history as old as China. Much of its deeper meaning was suppressed during Mao's Cultural Revolution. But a few dedicated masters have carried on its legacy, keeping it alive. Long Fei Yang is one of them. But mastering Kung Fu and understanding its principles takes much more than what meets the eye.
这个地方有劲啊，不让你刚刚说是缓过劲儿，让你缓过劲儿就完了。你看拉就就是让你找这一点。
1985年的时间吧，我当时就进入传统拳训练了。那跟着我爷爷，我们家有个少林秘籍，当时我看他那个里面记载的少林拳练习，早晨都是5点多起来，那都是可以说披星戴月的就跑到学校。第一个进学校的没有人。 武功是有你自身的苦练，苦练是第一位。你没有苦练，再聪明的人也不会成为武术家，也不会真正理解武术。苦练是吃苦是第一位。
Over the years, Long Fei followed his grandfather's instruction booklet, practicing different forms of external martial arts, which focused on physical techniques like kicks and punches. But in 1996, Long Fei's father introduced him to a family friend named Mr. Li. Mr. Li was a master of a fighting style that, in addition to strenuous physical training, also focuses on meditation, soft movements, and breathing exercises. Long Fei was not very impressed in the beginning.
我看他，我说60岁的人有什么功夫？我这20多岁很强壮，我说我几拳就把他搞定了。当时是这么想的了。后来呢，他看出我的心思了，说你这样的吧，你过来吧，你有什么用什么吧。那当时我说那来试试。那在过程中，我发现我的拳一稍微粘住他就一脚，我发现他的动作就变化了，很快。 你就找不到，几乎是像你感觉是在一个跟影子在打，而不是跟一个人在打。那这过程中，我发现没有几分钟，我的体力就消耗的特别大，我就累了。然后他稍微一接触我一发劲的时候，我就跑到外边去几米之外。我发现后来我悟到，我说我练的这个拳，这就是以前走过的路啊，走错了。 没有把真正的这个拳的精华练到，就浪费了，都练到外表上去了。我后来发现，我身体有很多不平衡，就是说从 stiff 很僵硬，从这个肌肉很发达，各方面都阻碍了我这个拳术的这个速度，还有这个练拳的一些要领。
Despite Long Fei's physical advantage, Master Li had won the fight easily, hardly using any force. Instead of relying on physical strength to attack and defend himself, Mr. Li merely followed along with and quickly redirected Long Fei's movements to his own advantage. This technique is practiced in something called internal martial arts. Mr. Li is a master of 7-star praying mantis Kung Fu, a style of traditional martial arts with a history of over 350 years in China. Internal martial arts, or Neijia, emphasizes soft and slow movements together with mental training. A practitioner learns to control the flow of qi, or energy, through the body with mind intent, specific movements, and meditation. Shortly after the fight, Long Fei became a student of Mr. Li. After years of practicing external martial arts, or Weijia, he gradually learned to relax and control the flow of qi through his body. Long Fei remembers the training with his teacher.
在这个过程中，尤其进入内家拳，我发现以前练1个多小时的那个体质训练就累得不得了了。那后来从把这个皮肤啊、这骨头练得平了，都硬的，打哪儿都不疼，打墙也不疼了。最后练放松下来，一个站桩一个动作要练1个小时，有时候2个动作、3个动作就练4个小时，这样的过程是很大的转变。那我身体呢变化也很大。 第3个更利用这个武术啊，筋骨武术呢，提升自己身心啊统一，达到一种更高的境界，磨练自己。那你的境界在这个程度的，你的武术也会提高。
After years of training with Mr. Li, Long Fei mastered the system and started to think about how to help spread the benefits of the practice to others.
我来到美国，移民到美国之后呢，我发现这边尤其在纽约，就是人们的生活，因为这个纽约是世界之都嘛，可以说是世界的一个中心，文化中心。发现这里的人呢，他们就是生活压力蛮大的，人匆匆忙忙。那我就开始试着开始教中国武术。我说我自己这么喜欢练这么多年武术，我说为什么我不去教呢？很多外国人在教武术，我说我去开始。 班我也开始教，没想到一教呢，就教起来了。
Michael DeBari is a practicing doctor in New York and is one of Long Fei's older students. He uses the martial arts training as a way to relax from the hectic city life. But learning internal martial arts was not easy for Michael in the beginning.
I've never done anything like that. So when I first started, I could barely do 2 minutes, and eventually got to 5 minutes. And then with Long Fei constantly pushing me to do it, you know, against my will, I learned to love it. So it's tough in the beginning. But then what happens is, when you get used to it, and your body gets used to doing it, the feeling is like a very warmed up feeling in your body. Your body becomes very loose and more efficient, it feels like. You're deep breathing, you're breathing to a certain part of your abdomen. You feel more mental clarity and just stronger.
在西方啊，我们都是有一种好像体能竞技哈，比如像 UFC 啊。 那个 MMA 啊，这些他们认为啊，能把人打倒了就算是武功很好啊。我觉得不是这样的，因为武术它有更高的境界。
Here in America, you may go into a place that they do martial arts, and you'll right off the bat you'll learn how to punch and kick. Whereas in China, or even with this martial arts, you'll start slowly with breathing. And then you learn some basic movements. So they put a heavy emphasis on learning the basic components of the martial art, and you only progress when you master those. And so that could take years. I've been doing this for 6 years, and you might even say I'm only an intermediate or advanced beginner.
The initial exercises of traditional martial arts might seem simple and mundane at first. But the genius of it hides beneath the surface. Mr. Cooper took his first Chinese martial arts lesson in 1968 and has been practicing since.
He says it's like an ABC thing, that if you just stand and do nothing but standing, once you get what the standing does, then if you start to move, then you add B, but you no longer have to think about A. So once you've learned how to do A and B, then you go to C, but you no longer really have to think too much about doing A and B. They're just part of you. They're natural. They're not a big deal. So you can really study C and not worry about, oh, now I got to do A and B and C together because you've learned how to do them.
那武术需要很扎实、很 discipline、很安静，很有耐心的去承受你这个痛苦的过程，学习提升自己的。那很多人就是愿意啊，我来学习了，我什么时候能变成布鲁斯李几个月，然后或者我学了就马上就成了太极 master 拿到 certificate， 这种都是比较不现实，而且背道武术这个真理嘛。
After the student has gone through a long period of training his posture, stance, breathing, focus, and balance, an exercise called pushing hands is introduced in the practice.
都是为这过程中呢，使人体更好的去配合，在竞技中呢，更好的了解对方的内劲和动作的变化，自己的内劲和这个经络呢，各方面呢更敏感。
Pushing hands originally came from Tai Chi, which describes it as giving up oneself to follow another. When students practice together, it's like a form of question and answer. The student doing the pushing is asking the question, and the student receiving should answer by being soft and slow-moving, without resistance.
One of the unique things about the Mantis form that Lung Fei teaches is that, because a lot of Mantis forms can be very external, but his lineage and his school, it was one where the internal martial arts were kind of fused into the Mantis. So there's a lot of Xingyi and Tai Chi and Bagua movements within the Mantis. So to me, it's a very kind of accessible version of the Mantis, while other ones that are more external I probably would not be very interested in learning.
Long Fei also teaches Tai Chi, which he learned from his own grandfather at an early age in China. Tai Chi is also an internal form of martial arts. Despite different outward appearances, Tai Chi and seven-star praying mantis are actually quite similar. The main difference is that Tai Chi started as an internal cultivation practice and later became a type of martial arts, while Mantis started as a form of combat, but later incorporated internal and mental exercises into the training.
I come home from a day's work and I'm exhausted and stressed out. I do the internal training. It's like for 20-30 minutes, it's like I recharge my battery.
身体需要一个 break， 就是说你一定要有一定的时间休息，一定要有时间吃饭、睡觉、运动，还有工作。那人们应该更花一点时间和，可以说花一点资金呢，在修炼或者在运动或者在养生方面。那自身的一个习惯没有改变，和生活的方式没有改变，认识没有改变，那它还是没有多大的效果，会带来更多的社会问题。武术就代表一种蒸蒸向上，带给人一种希望，一种面对困难和生活的这种不屈的精神。在这个过程中，是人一种升华的过程。我觉得这是最重要，在修炼武术、体会人生的一种方式。 它是帮人达到最高境界平衡、升华的一种状态。尤其呢，武术有这么多年的这个几千年的文化在后面。对呀，他们有时候见了也会说啊，师傅。那我就讲，那在美国这段时间训练呢，这几年待过，我觉得，那我只是虽然是他们的老师师傅，但是我觉得没有把他看得那么重，像以前。就是说，在过程中是彼此之间的认识，让他们了解中国的文化的这个博大精深，它里面深奥的内涵，让他感觉他能够学到更好的一方面的文化，这是我的目的。那这过程中，在国外呢，我发现呢，在中国的方式又不一样，因为外国人他的这个思维与历史背景和文化习俗是不一样，他们对你好像是又是 friend， 又是你是老师。那在像我们一些去中国旅游啊，我就会告诉他们，对见到中国的师傅应该怎么样行礼，应该哪些要注意，说话要哪些该说，哪些不该说。
啊，啊 ，OK，All right。Okay. All right.
对。
Grab.
对。
Okay.
稍等。
Yeah.
So we would start at 7 in the morning, and we would finish sometimes at 6 at night, and we would do that for 7 days in a row. And so I would say, the most I got out of my time there was being kind of mentored by these masters and overseen by Master Lee. He would periodically take everybody aside, and everybody would stop what they're doing, and we would follow him. And he would teach us how to do the movements and critique us, and then we would go back to training separately with the other masters. And also, occasionally, he would do some of his techniques and show his prowess as far as fighting skill on us, especially me.
为啥不让你这个不让你缓过来，不让你这样扭？这个地方用劲儿，这个地方用劲儿啊！不让你刚刚说是缓过劲儿，让你缓过劲儿就完了。你看拉就，最需要你到这一点，就这一点。你想说不让你。
He would say, okay, you know, you want to do this, or do whatever you think you need to do to kind of get at me. And I would do that, and I was very sorry that I did that very quickly, because he was moving so effortlessly around me, and I felt myself being hit in all the right areas, and there was nothing I can do about it. And so he was quick and strong. That was one of the first things I noticed, was how fast he was and how powerful he was. You know, he's an older gentleman, but you would never know it.
There's a lot of knowledge that's been gained over the years. A lot of people have done this stuff for a very long time and kind of figured out, you know, the best movements, the different things that are work, and you kind of don't want to lose that. You kind of want to pass that along.
现在人们对这个物质生活啊，还有对这个各方面的一种眼见为实的一种心态呢，对这个武术和这个传统的一些文化呢，非常的大的一个破坏和冲击。那人们对很多以前的这个东方哲学和这方面的一些传统的文化理念呢，不重视。
I feel like what I know from the internal in this training is more like a secret. But the secret, you have to pay a price for it. You actually have to go through some pain in order to understand how really important it is.
所以现在传统武术呢，更少的人现在学了，因为是比较辛苦，而且呢需要很多的耐心、时间来修炼。 在现在就是面临着很多这个流失和就失传的现象。
Though traditional martial arts have become rare, they once played an important role in Chinese culture and history. Influenced by the practices of Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism in Chinese society, martial arts developed deeper moral and spiritual values in the world of combat. In the use of weapons, many martial artists went beyond its mere practical use, elevating it into an artistic expression. A practitioner would use his weapon as an extension of his own body. How the weapon was used depended on the style of martial arts. In Mantis Kung Fu, one uses narrow circular hand movements to mimic the movements of a praying mantis. When a practitioner of Mantis Kung Fu uses a sword, it too will move in the same narrow circular motions. Studying traditional Chinese martial arts includes demanding physical as well as mental training. But pervading its culture from ancient times up until today is the concept of Wu De, which means martial morality or virtue.
尤其现在很多人认为技术比这个德分，好像是把它分成两个内容。其实武德是一个必须要有，因为武德有才能练武之人呢，才能够真正的去掌握、把握自己、平衡自己，去用的武术能平衡自己的人生，能面对人生，能够让人看到修武之人很有德性、很有素质。有一次呢，我练剑的时候呢，我的一个老师呢，他就告诉我，其实剑呢，它只是任何一种兵器呢，它只是一种，在训练武器中的一种延伸，它代表一个真正的一个心性和一个意义的存在。那真正的剑呢，并不在你手里，而是在你心中。你心中有剑了以后，在任何事情上，都是能够带领你走好一生，保护你的一生。